What's up, YouTube? All right, so this week in Yu-Gi-Oh news, we got a shitload of stuff to cover, so I'm not gonna waste a lot of time with an intro or whatever. We're gonna jump right in. First thing, as you can see here, we're gonna get a new version of Harpy's Pet Dragon called Harpy's Pet Dragon Fearsome Fire Blast, which I think maybe that's the name of the attack. I really don't remember. So we're gonna read these effects here. So number one, if you control a level 6 or lower wind monster, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. So generic wind support, which is pretty good. We've been getting a lot of new winds, archetypes and support. Not necessarily support. See, that's why I'm kind of hesitating because we haven't seen a lot of generic wind stuff, but we have gotten some like Speedroid support. We're getting, or we got the new armed dragons, and so on. So we haven't gotten a lot of generic support, and this is pretty generic. So that's awesome in my eyes. But effect number two, monsters cannot target level 6 or lower Harpy monsters for attacks, which is pretty decent. It has a 2500 defense, so it's it's not the best, not the worst. And your lower level Harpies will be safe for a bit. It's all right. A lot of decks nowadays have big boss monsters or they can get over 2500 defense. But it's still pretty good for the Harpy archetype. Harpies are all wind. I'm pretty sure they're all wind. So this is just supporting the archetype directly. So effect number three, if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can send one wing beast monster from your deck to the graveyard. So that's more for Harpies again because they are winged beast and wind. Maybe Dragoonides also. I think some of them are winged beast and wind. So if you need stuff in your graveyard, I'm not exactly sure if Harpies need things in the graveyard, but you know what? It's decent. It's decent. You get a free summon for any wind deck when you have this in your hand using effect number one. It's a decent card. But moving on though, we got more legacy support stuff here in Legendary Monsters pack. I don't know when we are going to get this in the TCG, but essentially we're going to get 3 monsters, starting out here with Mystical Elf, Mystical Burst Stream. So effect number one is when a monster your opponent controls activates its effect and you control a level 5 or higher normal monster, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, negate that effect. So it negates, it's a really awesome effect. Normal monsters do not really have a lot of protection. Obviously, they're normal monsters. They don't have effects. And the fact that you can negate what was it? A monster, right? Activates its effect. When a monster your opponent controls activates its effect. So it doesn't negate everything. It negates a monster. But it is a quick effect, so it is a pretty good hand trap. And it's a free summon, if you do it on your turn, you get that free summon, you get a free monster. Level 4 is pretty generic, so it's pretty decent. Effect number two, during your opponent's battle phase, quick effect. You can target one normal monster in either graveyard, special summon it, and if you do, while you control it, monsters your opponent controls must attack it if able. So I think that's really the biggest thing here. So for me, I'm thinking, I'm a hero player, right? And I've been thinking of ways to get Neos some usage. And this card will probably be just that, because you got to think here, right? So you can summon Neos for free in your opponent's battle phase. 2500 beater, nothing to scoff at. But then in your hand, let's say you have an honest Neos, right? So now that 2500 beater becomes a 5000 attack beater, and your opponent has to attack it. So now if they go in thinking in the battle phase like, hey man, it's just the Neos, or maybe they don't even know the effect of this card. They ram into your Neos, you use your honest Neos, and now they're ramming all their monsters into the honest Neos powered up Neos. I think this card is really good. Like I said, I've been trying to find ways to make Neos significant and stuff, and this card is screaming Neos. Like, just use it in an Elemental Hero Neos based deck. Of course, also with I've been trying to find ways to get favorite hero some love too. This card is is amazing. If we also look actually really fast, let me see if I can remember the name of the card. All right, so the name of the card is Successor Soul. So we're gonna read this, right? So tribute one effect monster, then target one effect monster your opponent controls, send it to the graveyard, free removal, special summon one level 7 or higher normal monster from your hand or deck. So you can get Neos or Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, whatever for free. It's a quick effect spell card, and again, so I'm a hero player, right? I'm thinking of combos here. Solid Man. What's this effect? When this card is normal summon, you can special summon a 1 level 4 or lower hero monster from your hand. If this card is sent from your monster zone to the graveyard by a spell effect, you can target one hero monster and special summon it, as long as it's not itself. So now I think you guys see where I'm going with this, right? If we have Solid Soldier, and then we ditch it for using Successor Soul to get a free Neos from the deck, directly from the deck. You already have a normal monster in your field, and then you can also use Favorite Hero to boost up that Neos, and then you have Honest Neos in hand. Favorite Hero as well, as you guys forgot, is has two effects. The second effect is that your Neos or your hero monster can do a second attack. It has a boosting attack effect and a second attack effect. So I think you guys see where I'm going with this. This card is fucking amazing. I think people were sleeping on this when they first saw it. I don't think I've seen anyone try to work it with Neos. They've been kind of thinking Blue Eyes or Dark Magician. I think Neos and Elemental Heroes are where it's at. I think this card will be pretty decent. I don't think it'll make them top tier, but somewhat competitive, with a free negate and forcing your opponent to ram into a beefed up Neos. Definitely some cool stuff with this card. Anyway, so moving on here, Kaiser Glider, Golden Burst. What do we have here? You can tribute one monster special summon this card from your hand, quick effect, so you can do it on your opponent's turn. I guess if your opponent is trying to destroy one of your monsters or something, you can say, no, I'm going to tribute it and special summon this guy instead. Level 6 light, I don't think there's much support there, but second effect, if this card is normal special summon, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. This card's attack becomes equal to that monster's until the end phase, so I guess you can match the highest attack monster your opponent controls or something. Not that good, so we're going to move on. Okay, so the third one, I think there's only going to be 3 cards in this pack, but so we have 𝗦𝗘𝗗𝗜𝗔 Knight Soul Spear. So effect number 1, if you control no monsters, you can normal summon this card without tributing. It's normal summoning, so that's going to take up your slot per turn. So it's all right. They could have just made this card level 4 if they really wanted to. 1850 attack. It's not really a big deal to make it level 4. So whatever. When this card is normal summoned, you can banish one monster your opponent controls with attack higher than or equal to this card. So does it target? When this card is normal summoned, you can banish one monster. I don't think it targets. So it's decent and it's banished, right? So decks that use the graveyard are going to get kind of screwed there. It's all right. You can discard one card, add one level 7 Dark Dragon monster, so Red Eyes, one level 6 Dark Machine monster, Jinzo, and one level 5 Water Warrior monster, Legendary Fisherman. So people were complaining that what's the Queen, Insect Queen, isn't included in here. It's either way. I don't think this card is going to be used, at least not right now. Level 6, the restrictions are really tight. I do like that it's really tight because it's forcing you to kind of think what decks need this card. I don't know. I think this card is going to be a sleeper. I don't think people are going to use it right away, but in a couple of years it's going to be OP as hell and people are going to want it banned. At least that's the feeling I get. You just need one really, really good archetype that just abuses level 7 Dark Dragon, level 6 Dark Machine, or level 5 Water Warrior. You just need one deck that has and abuses that to make this card great. So anyways, moving on to Legendary Duelist Synchro Storm. Like I said, there's a lot of fucking news, so I don't know how long this video is going to be, but just hang tight here. Alright, so we have new cards. We got Speedroid Party Horn Kid. Effect number 1, if this card is normal special summon, you can excavate cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of other wind monsters you control. Add 1 excavated card from your hand. Also place the rest of the to the bottom of the deck. So it could also it also applies when it's special summon, which is really good. A lot of monsters that have like pretty broken effects, they have to be normal summoned. It's kind of good to see that, because this effect is really good, man. You get 1 free card, and you get to look at your deck as well, and kind of arrange the order, because if you don't like the cards that you saw, you can just put them at the bottom of your deck. Your deck is not shuffled. So yeah, it's a really good effect. Effect number 2, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Then target 1 level 3 or higher wind monster you control, reduce its level by 2. So really good, because you can just pitch this card if you really need it with Foolish Burial or other deck to graveyard card effects, and then just reduce a wind monster by level 2. And it's also a generic win, so that's really good. Probably going to be a staple in Speedroids. By the way, really happy with Speedroids. I was like, when I first got back into it, I was kind of confused. You know, Speedroids, are they the same as roids from that Cyrus used? But I guess they're kind of different, and they're all wind machine. They are pretty fucking cool. I already have an order for a case of this. I don't think it's gonna be called Synchro Storm in the TCG. I forgot the name of, maybe Duelist of World. No, that's not it. I forgot the name, but point being, I did buy a case. I'm excited for it. Hopefully there's a ghost rare, and hopefully we pull it on camera for you guys to go crazy or whatever. Make sure you subscribe to catch it, because we're gonna do some openings, man. But moving on here, what do we got? Speedroid Magic Hound. This guy looks pretty cool. It's like a little, I guess it's a dog, but it kind of looks like a T-Rex or something to me, you know, like a toy T-Rex. But number 1, when this card is normal summoned, you can send. See, this is what I mean, normal summoned. Why that restriction? You can send 1 Speedroid card from your deck to the graveyard, so you can send this guy to the graveyard. It's basically a Foolish Burial for Speedroid cards. If this card is in your graveyard except the turn it was sent there, so maybe that's why it's a hard normal summoned restriction. I guess I get it. But number 2, if this card is in your graveyard except the turn it was sent there, you can banish this card, then target 1 Speedroid monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, special summon 1 Speedroid Synchro monster with the same level but different name, but its effects are negated. That's actually pretty decent. I think there are some Speedroid Synchros that are also tuners, so it's kind of like an extender of sorts. I do like it, except the fact that it's slow, right? It's basically a trap card, because you can't activate it the turn it's sent. If this card is in your graveyard except the turn it was sent there, so you can't do it the same turn. It just kind of blocks you out for at least 1 turn. Moving on here, we got High Speedroid Quark Blaster. So, like I said, this is a tuner, Synchro, level 3 as well, so it's pretty accessible. I think, I'm pretty sure this level 3 is accessible with Speedroids. But anyway, so what do we got here? You can only use this effect. You can special summon. You cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this card's effect, except wind monsters, so it locks you out of wind. Speedroids are all wind, so it's like, whatever. If this card is Synchro summoned, you can activate one of these effects, add 1 Speedroid spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. That's really good. Any Stircher of any kind. Although I think Speedroids do not rely too much on spell and traps, so it's kind of like, it's alright. I think it's only alright for this archetype. Effect number 2, if this card was Synchro summoned using only Speedroid monsters as materials, which that's probably going to be easy to do, and all the materials that were used in the Synchro summon are in your graveyard, special summon all of them. That is amazing. That you, like, let's say, for sure you're going to be using 2, it says 1+ non-tuner monsters, but I don't think you're going to be using 3, because that's really the max, is only level 3. So let's say you summon this with two monsters, right? So now you have a tuner, and then the other tuner that you use to synchro summon this card, and then a non-tuner. So you have a lot of plays at that point. The only thing is that I guess it could be blocked out by like a Macro Cosmos or a Dark Law or something, but this card is really good. I like it. And then we got, what do we got here? High Speedroid Clear Wing Rider. Effect number 1. Once per turn, you can roll a 6-sided die and shuffle wind monsters from your graveyard into the deck up to the results. Then you can destroy cards your opponent controls up to the number shuffled, and if you do, this card gains 500 attack for each card destroyed by this effect until the end of this turn. So I think people were complaining about this effect because it's a luck card, it's a gamble card. You use a die and whatever. It's still really good because if you get anything above a 2 or greater, this card is already fucking insane. You recycle things from your graveyard, A, and B, you destroy things. You can destroy up to 6 cards on the field, man. Like, why are you guys bitching about this? This card is pretty fucking insane. Think about it. I mean, you roll a 2, that's already 2 cards popped. And if your opponent doesn't negate it, because, negate heavy decks running around these days, you are at an advantage, and you get cards back in your deck. And also, it's not restricting to main deck, right? You can recycle your synchro monsters, your extra deck monsters. This card is fucking insane. I really do like it. So effect number 2, what is this? During your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you contribute this synchro summon card, special summon up to 2 level 7 wind synchro monsters with different names from your extra deck, which I don't think there's a lot of targets, right? So I think they said level 7. What was it? 2 level 7 wind, synchro. So what do we got here? We got Clearwing Fast Dragon. We can do something with Dragoonides, so that's decent. Wind Pegasus, so we're also getting adds Ignister support, so maybe that. I'm pretty sure you can also do Clear Dragon or something. Not Clearwing. I forgot his name. Or maybe you can't. No, that's a level 8. Yeah, that's a level 8, actually, right? So we can't do Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. We can't do Stardust. Was it level 7 or level 8? Or was it just hard level 7? 2 level 7 wind synchro monsters. The second effect isn't that good. It might be good later on when we get more wind level 7 wind synchro monsters. Actually, you know what? It's not special summon up to 2 level 7 wind synchro. It's not a dragon. So let's take out dragon and see what else we got here. We'll take out dragon. Where's dragon? Did we not put dragon? Level 7 wind synchro. No. Yeah, we just restricted it to synchro. So it's still not a lot of cards. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be better as time goes on. Moving on, last card. What is this? Speedroid Duplicate. Number 1, banish 1 wind monster from the graveyard, then target 1 card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. So emergency not teleport, what is it? Evacuation device or something. I forgot what it's called. Not bad. Bounces cards back. During your main phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 Speedroid monster you control, reduce its level by 1, and if you do, special summon this card as a that's really good. This card is a normal monster, tuner, level 1. This card is not treated as a trap. Interesting. So, and we could send it into the graveyard directly with the new guy, using, I think it was this one, yeah. Yeah. When this card's normal summon, you can send 1 Speedroid card from your deck to your graveyard. Just send this trap card, and then you're going to have a free tuner to synchro summon, and then you can also reduce the level of 1 of your monsters by 1. So it's actually really, really good. Probably like a 1 of at least, because you can just drop it whenever. The last thing in this the Synchro Storm is that the OCG, at least the OCG, we're probably not going to see this, or maybe we are. I'm not sure. They're getting Ghost Rare, Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, or was it a Ghost Rare? Yeah, Ghost Rare. The OCG does the rarities a little bit different, so I was kind of second guessing, but not bad. Actually, I think this is one of the targets too for the dual runner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's not a bad reprint, but I think people were complaining because they already had a Ghost Rare printing. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. It's whatever. I don't know. This pack is already hyped AF. It's whatever. I can't expect Konami to just like get an S You know, they're already doing a bang up job in this set. So let's see, what is this? Animation Chronicles 2021 OCG. They're getting AI cards. I'm not gonna read these mainly because I think we got AI cards recently, like within 2 years. It's like, oh, okay, whatever, dude. Like there's archetypes that need more support than AI, and I really don't like them. So what is this now? What do we got? Same set here. Animation Chronicles 2021. We're getting some more Roid support, which I'm happy about. We got Dragon Roid here. Effect number 1. You can discard this card, activate one of these effects, add one non-win Roid monster. So that's no Speedroids monster from your deck to your hand. This turn, the activation of your cards and effects that include an effect that fusion summons a fusion monster cannot be negated. That's really good for fusion decks. It's basically like an ultra poly, or what was greater poly. I think that's the name of the new poly, wasn't it? Greater poly. Fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck. No, it just can't be the source. So it's like super poly, basically, where you cannot be negated. Basically, yeah, whatever. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when a monster is fusion summoned this way. So it's pretty decent. I'm trying to think like if heroes can abuse this, and I don't think they could. I mean, it's a machine. Level 8, I don't think so. Number 2, once per turn, if this card is in your graveyard, you can make this card in your graveyard become a dragon monster until the end phase. So that's going to be basically the Cyberdark support, which honestly pretty nice. I mean, it's a decent card. Not the best, not the worst. Now we're getting printing of Declaration of Rebirth. Once per turn, you can declare one type. All monsters in the graveyards become that declared type until the end phase. That's definitely Cyberdark support, and you know it's probably gonna be a game changer. If people maybe not now, but later. A lot of these cards have a lot of potential, but it's just kind of like right now. I don't think they'll see a lot of play. This one might, but you know, like some of the Speedroids and stuff, they have potential. Anyway, so we'll start here. We're getting some 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗑 support again in Animation Chronicles. I guess this set is gonna be huge, huh? But I'm gonna kind of go a little bit fast on this because I mean 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗑s are cute and all, but I mean I don't understand why Konami they made a poll or something a while back where they wanted the community to vote on the next structure deck, and I don't know what the point of the poll was because they still made 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗑s a thing, like new 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗑 support a thing. What was the point of the poll? I don't get. I don't get it. I'm gonna skip over this. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this because people were hyped about it. We're getting 𝗦𝗨𝗣𝗣𝗡𝗟. I mean, it's all right. Their effects are a little long, and I sincerely doubt that 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗑 is gonna be anything but decent. It's just gonna be really hard to make them good. But we'll see. We'll see. What else do we got here? Structured deck overlay universe. So again, guys, I'm trying to go as fast as possible. I'm even skipping some stuff. There's just a lot of fucking news this week. Just bear with me here. Overlay universe is like a new structure deck from the OCG that is going to be Utopia based. So we got, I think, 3 cards they're saying here. So Utopia Dragoner here, number 90 fucking 9. 3 materials, 3+ level 12 monsters. Pretty hard to summon, but okay. You can only use 1 and 2 effects of this card once per turn. 1 quick effect. You can detach 2 materials from this card, special summon 1 number monster that has a number between 1 and 100, inclusive. I like that they put that. Yeah, I like that they put that. If you, any fellow computer science majors or computer, I don't know why I always say majors, but computer people, it's always hard to, or math, honestly, but no, math people know the difference between inclusive and exclusive, and we'll say it explicitly. So no, it's mainly CS people. You always have to question because there's no. I'm nerding out. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's move on. So it's 1 in 100 inclusive, and it's named from your extra deck. This is treated as an Xyz summon during the turn. Why is it treated as an Xyz summon? So I'm gonna stop here a little for a bit and vent a little because fusions do not get a lot of love like they do with like synchros and 𝗦𝗡𝗖𝗔𝗡 do, because if this were a fusion support, it would be this clause would not be here. It would not say this is treated as a fusion summon, because it's very fucking rarely that Konami does that to for fusions, and I have no idea why. Fusion is just the hardest, one of the hardest summoning mechanisms, I'm thinking, besides ritual. And I don't know why they make it harder. I honestly don't know. I'm actually kind of mad. Why is this treated as an 𝗦𝗡𝗖𝗓 summon? It shouldn't be. It should be like negate the summoning conditions or something. Whatever the fusions do, the fusions get, because it's frustrating, man. Being a fucking fusion player out here. God, Konami, what the fuck are you doing? Anyway, so during the turn you activate this effect, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except 𝗦𝗡𝗖𝗓 monsters. Also, your other monsters cannot attack directly. So I guess it blocks you from OTKing maybe, but I mean we'll read the second effect. When an opponent monster declares an attack, you can change its attack to 0. That's actually pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. But your opponent has to be stupid enough to do this once per turn. I mean, it is once per turn, so I guess they could just, attack into it and then attack over it. But it's a decent card. Hyper rank up magic. Hope Force. Number 1, target 1 rank 9 or lower Utopia monsters. You control special summon 1 rank 10 or higher Utopia or Utopic 𝗦𝗡𝗖𝗔𝗡 monsters from your extra deck by using that monster you control as material. This is treated as an 𝗦𝗡𝗖𝗓 summon. Ooh. Transfer its materials to this issue again. 𝗦𝗡𝗖𝗓 and Synchro cards get all the love. Whatever. So it is a rank up magic card. So I mean, it's decent. I've seen some plays with rank up magic for the dark 𝗦𝗡𝗖𝗓 dragons. So it's not a quick play though. So that's unfortunate for them. Number 2, if an 𝗦𝗡𝗖𝗓 monster is special summoned by a rank 10 or higher Utopia or Utopic 𝗦𝗡𝗖𝗓 monster effect, you can, and this card is in your graveyard, you can target one of those summoned monsters, attach this card to it as materials. That's actually pretty good. See, that's what 𝗦𝗡𝗖𝗓 should have over. Like they should have like more materials, or more, are they called materials? I forgot. Yeah, materials attached to them, rather than treating that as a 𝗦𝗡𝗖𝗓 summon. So the reason why I'm bitching about this is because we have what's the name of that card? Okay, so it is Alchemist. I might have misspelled it, or maybe I typed in something else. I forgot. So banish 4 hero monsters from your graveyard and or face up on the field, and target 1 hero monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. That's going to be really hard to do, because a lot of the times you have to, the only way that it's a fusion monster is summoned properly is through some sort of poly, right? Or instant fusion, I guess. Grand Merge, I don't think summons it correctly. So we'll look at Grand Merge here. Must be fusion summoned, gains attack. You can attribute this card to special summon 1 elemental hero fusion monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. That's why I'm bitching here. Why the fuck are you going to treat fusion monsters that are harder to summon than 𝗦𝗡𝗖𝗓 and Synchro monsters? They need a fucking spell card, guy. And you're gonna have them have the, when they have like a free summon like this, it's always, I've seen it's almost always treated as an 𝗦𝗡𝗖𝗓 or Synchro summon, whereas you have fusion cards like this, fusion support cards like this, where it's only treated, they ignore the summoning conditions, and it's not treated as a fusion summon. That's stupid. Even fucking Neo's fusion, dude, that doesn't summon correctly. From what I've Neo's fusion, isn't that? Yeah, there we go. From what I've seen of this card, I don't think it summons correctly. So that's why I'm pissed off, man. It's just like, dude, fusions already get so much they need so many resources. It's, I don't know. I'm just bitching now at this point. But last card here, Overlay Universe. For Overlay Universe, Zexal. Is it Zexal or Zeal? Zexal Field. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of your cards and effects. What? The target an 𝗦𝗡𝗖𝗓 monster you control. Okay. That's a weird wording, but I get the point. If an Xyz monster is special summoned to your field, you can target one of them. Attach one Xyz monster from your extra deck to or graveyard to it as material. That's really good. And that's what I'm saying. An Xyz monster should have this kind of support. It should not be that it's treated as an Xyz summon. It should not do that. It's because then you can Monster Reborn that card, whereas the fusion people cannot. It's just not fair, dude. What the fuck? During your draw phase, before you draw, you can place one Shining Draw from your deck on the top of the deck material. What? During your draw phase, before you draw, you can place one Shining Draw from your deck on the top of the deck material. I don't think that's supposed to be there. Okay, that's decent, I guess. I don't know what Shining Draw does. Kind of don't care. Utopia is also going to get a reprint, not a reprint, a new. Wow, why am I blanking on this? New artwork. Yeah, cool, I guess. So last bit of information here. Sorry, guys. What is this? 30 minutes already? Oh my god. I might split it off into 2 videos. I have no idea. Burst of Destiny. We're getting we're not getting Destiny Hero support. We're getting fucking Boral whatever support. It's gonna be a ritual Boral dragon. Yeah, more dragons. Boral also, I mean the Boral archetype, all the Boral dragons, or basically all the Boral dragons can be already used. Like they're already really good. I don't know why you would want, or Konami would print more fucking shit for an archetype or a sub-archetype. I don't know, because they're rockets too, right? Why Konami? Like, why the fuck they are already a good archetype. Why aren't rockets already played in Dragon Link or something, and that's the top deck? Why are you printing more cards for a top deck that's topping? Why are you printing more support for generic cards that see play in other decks? The Link Boral, for example. Like, I don't know, Konami, you're fucking up here, kid. Step it up. We got dual wield dragon here. I'll let you guys read the effects. Go ahead and pause. We're ending on a sad note here, because Burst of Destiny, no Destiny Heroes, and it's going to be Boral cards that already have support. So yeah, Konami dropped the fucking ball. But that's where I'm going to leave it, so we don't go over 35 minutes. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I usually do these every weekend. I probably should space them out instead of having a 30-something minute video, but what are you going to do? See you guys in the next video.